There's one final vocab term that we should mention in reference to solubility, and that's this term saturated. A saturated solution contains the maximum amount of solute that will dissolve under given conditions. Given conditions will probably include temperature. If you do increase the temperature, you increase the kinetic energy of the particles. They'll collide more often. They'll probably collide in the proper orientation. And then we can increase solubility under increased temperatures. They might also take into consideration the amount of solvent present, the amount of water often present. If I add more water, I can usually dissolve more solid. So a saturated solution has the maximum amount of solute that will dissolve under those given conditions. It's easy to make a saturated solution. You take your water, or whatever solvent you're using, and you just add in the solute. Here the solute looks like some cadmium hydroxide. And you just keep adding that solid, stirring it around, and if it dissolves, you add more solid. And you keep adding solid and dissolving and solid and stirring and dissolving until you get a layer of solid at the bottom. So here on the bottom, I've got this layer of solid cadmium hydroxide, and that signifies that the solution has dissolved the maximum amount possible. And if I add any more solid, it will not dissolve, it just settles to the bottom. And then I know I've got the maximum concentration of ions in that solution. So if I add more solid, it'll just sink to the bottom, and the ion concentrations will remain the same. Now, if I add more water and stir it around, I may notice that the amount of solid will decrease, but as long as I still have some solid, the solution itself is still saturated. So yeah, if I add more water, of course I can dissolve a little bit more solid, but as long as I still see solid, then I know that the solution itself is still holding the maximum amount it can possibly dissolve. And that ion concentration would remain the same. So obviously if I add more water, molarity equals moles per liter. So I might add more water, but then I would be able to dissolve more moles of solid. And so this ratio of moles per liter would stay the same as long as the solution is saturated.